Rob, what the fuck was that? Welcome to my channel. We're here. We break down reality TV shows with laughter and reenactments, all while giving it to you straight with no chaser. Because we don't just watch TV around here, we get into the things of the things. So sit back and relax. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. The Traitors Season 4, Episode 7. Y'all, when I tell y'all I am in shock because Rob, what is going through your brain? Traitors are supposed to stick together. If you want to be a faithful, just say that, sir. Just say that. Y'all, we got some things to get into, but before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before and you have yet to subscribe, stop playing with me and do it. Just stop playing with me and go ahead and do it, okay? You like it here and I want you here, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all, it's about to snow again, okay? So I gotta get these reviews done for y'all so y'all can have something to watch just in case you get snowed in like me. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So y'all, everybody is dressed for this banquet because remember, it's gonna be a murder in plain sight tonight, and it's going to be hard to get this murder done because everybody is going to be in the same room and everybody already know that something is about to go down. All right, so everybody's going to be on high alert and paying attention to just about everything. I will say that everybody looked pretty nice for the most part, but Mara really did it for me. The hat, all the things, she really did it for me. And I'm just trying to figure out how is Lisa going to pull this off because she is a target. She's a target. Now, Eric, with his magic ears, realized that somebody is missing. Somebody is missing. And of course, it will be Lisa because she makes like this grand entrance. And I'm like, well, damn, put the spotlight on her. Why don't y'all? Okay. But here's the thing. Lisa, to me, she just seems too obvious. Okay. She's coming in. You look amazing. You look amazing. You look amazing. Right. So she's talking to Colton, and Colton told her she's killing him in that outfit. And she said, I am. I said, girls, you trying to get caught? Are you giving him clues? Okay. But she realized that she can't go for Colton because it would be too suspicious. Like, the fire is too hot to go for Colton because it would be obvious that she is a traitor at this point. So in her mind, she's like, if I go for Jam, it wouldn't be as obvious because he didn't vote for me. Right? But Jam did notice the amulet, right? And it looked like he was about to go for it, but Kristen walked up and kind of cut all that off, right? And so now Lisa's like, well, maybe I could go for Kristen. So in her mind, she's like, okay, Kristen, Jam, and then maybe Natalie, because Natalie is also around. Natalie's starting to work on my nerve. I don't know what it is about her that's really starting to work on my nerve, but she's working on it, okay? So she played like her amulet was like hurting her, and I need help. Can somebody help me? Help me. And somebody touched it. The murder is done, okay? But we don't know who. So I'm sitting here like, damn, I wonder who it was. In my mind, I'm thinking maybe Kristen did it, okay? So Rob is just sitting around and he's low-key happy because he can't be accomplice to this murder, right? Because he doesn't know who did it. And he doesn't know how she did it. So therefore, everything that he say at this point will kind of sort of be the truth, even though he knows that is Lisa. So everybody is enjoying each other's company. They at the table telling each other how they love being in this process with them. And I wouldn't do this with anyone else. And I'm just so happy to spend this time with you, not knowing that somebody just got murdered. Now, Alan shows up and that means that it is time to get down to business. Now, Alan decides that he's going to tell them a story of the legend of the Black Dinner. Now, it's about a banquet at a castle and how someone was being served their own demise and a traitor has cursed them to death, okay? But there is hope. There is hope because two guards come in and they have these bottles of the antidote. They have the potion. So if the cursed player drinks this, then they will be saved. But the catch is there's only 2 bottles, so only 2 people get the opportunity to save themselves. Now, Lisa is in the confessional like, be for real. Be for real, because I just did all of this and you telling me that somebody get the chance to save themselves? Like, come on. So now they have to have this conversation about who's going to take this antidote, who's going to be able to save themselves. But Jam does whisper to somebody like, Lisa kissed me on the lips. So in his mind, he's thinking, damn, maybe I need to get this antidote, right? And then everyone starts talking about it and trying to figure out if they did anything. They like, Steven was serving a turkey. Steven served me turkey. Oh my God, Steven served me turkey. And now Steven's looking like he is a traitor because everybody's like, well, who was doing something weird and who was doing something strange? And Mark is like, it's not the food. We all ate the food. It can't be the food. And then Johnny's like, well, Steven told me to take a card off the table because there was a table of cards. And Steven did say, take a card. I said, damn, Steven. Steven was making traitor moves and didn't even know he was making traitor moves for real, okay? Now, Johnny said the card that he had took had Kristen's face on it. So now Kristen's thinking like, damn, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm about to get, murdered tonight or whatever the case may be. Now, Steven's like, everybody picked the card. Everybody got some turkey. I'm gonna need y'all to chill. Natalie wants this potion so bad, y'all. I mean, she is willing to fight to the depths of it, okay? So now they are freaking out and everybody's trying to figure out who's going to get the potion, And Alan's like, time's up. Johnny grabs the potion for Kristen. And it's because her face was on the card, so it makes sense. Now, if I was Kristen, I would automatically think like it can't be Johnny as a traitor because if he wanted to murder me, he wouldn't be so fast to get me the antidote, right? So now Natalie and Tara are going head to head over this damn antidote because they both feel like they really need it, okay? But Natalie, I mean, damn girl, she must have really thought that she was about to get murdered tonight because the way that she was fighting about how bad she needed. So Tara's like, you know what? Just have the antidote. Just take it. Like at this point, I don't have time for this, right? So Natalie gets the antidote. She drinks it up and Alan said, well, let's see. Because somebody is definitely getting murdered tonight. And then he yells out, Jam, you have been banished, right? And next thing you know, the guards have come in and dragged him out of there. And he's like, Lisa kissed me on the cheek. It was the most dramatic thing I've ever seen. Like you would have thought them people was really coming for Jam the way that he was yelling, Lisa kissed me on the cheek. And Lisa said, I did not. And I'm just sitting here like, Lisa definitely murdered you, but it wasn't from the kiss. And it's just so funny to me how he was just so convinced that it was the kiss, okay? Now, this is a mess because this keeps Lisa still in the hot seat because once again, her name is being thrown out. But Lisa keeps trying to convince them that she didn't kiss him, but she's also still very mad at Rob because he's part of the reason that she's in a hot seat as it is. So everybody goes to breakfast the next morning, right? And of course, our traitors get to come in first, all three of them alone. Now, Lisa is like, so what's your plan, Candace? And Candace says she's going to try her best to defuse the situation. And she said, so what's your plan, Rob? And Rob said, I'm just going to do what I always do. And Lisa said, well, I'm going to need you to do a little bit more. Now, Rob is trying to explain himself. Now, he's trying to tell the girls that, like, the traitors come first. Do they really, Rob? Because everything you have been doing has been proven to me that the traitors don't come first. You come first, okay? Now, how are y'all planning to win this game if y'all can't stick together? Because here I was thinking that the girls were going to walk all over Rob. Come to find out that he is the one that is going to trade on the traitors because this is crazy, okay? Now, Lisa said that she needs help. I need y'all help. Y'all supposed to be having my back. I need y'all to do something so I can get all of this damn heat off of me. But Rob is like, Jam was calling her out. I don't know why she think that we can really save her. It's going to be hard to defend her. And I'm like, yeah, Rob, and you can't switch now because you done put your feet too deep in the water. Because every time somebody brings up Lisa, instead of saying the bare minimum, you make a case for her. So of course it's going to be hard for you to switch up. So now everybody's coming into breakfast and they start talking about how Natalie was acting weird. We're trying to get the heat off of Lisa, right? So let's shift it on to Natalie because Natalie came in there and she needed that antidote so bad. It just looked very suspicious, right? But Steven didn't let that last for too long because he's nervous as well because he feels like everybody also thinks that he's a traitor. So he had to bring that situation up with Jam again because Jam said that Lisa kissed him. So now we are back to Lisa. And Lord, Lisa and Colton are getting into it, okay? And I just feel like, when did we decide that we don't want Colton out no more? Now, I know things are happening, right? And I know that Lisa was a target last week, but so was Colton. So why all of a sudden no longer is he on the table? Did we forget that we also almost voted him out last week too? Like, come on, y'all, stick to the plan. Y'all never stick to the freaking plan. But Colton said that he's going to try to lay low, okay? Because he knows that he's on thin ice with everyone because of what happened at the round table last time. And it's working. It's working. That's the part that gets me. He's laying so low that people have forgot that he was supposed to be a target. It's crazy. Now, Tara apologized to Dorinda for thinking that it was her. And Natalie apologized to Steven because she said she felt like she chose herself over everyone. I'm sitting here like, girl, you should have. You should have. Did it make you look suspicious as hell? Yes. But ultimately, if you had been the one that got murdered, then you would have saved yourself. So there it is. And this is why Natalie is on edge, because she knows that everybody's looking at her for how hard she went for the potion. So here's the thing. She went so hard for the potion that people are starting to think that she went so hard to get it, so the person who got murdered doesn't really get it. And that's why I say in this game, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because she knows she's a faithful and she was trying to save her life, but everybody else is like, girl, you went way too hard for that. What's tea? So now Alan joins them for the breakfast and he tells them, Jam Jam's gone. Get over it. It's time for a mission, right? So now everyone's talking before we get to this mission, right? And Mark and Johnny are definitely thinking that it's Natalie. And they think it's her because all the gamers are gone and she's the only one left. So that would make sense for a gamer to get out other gamers, right? Right. Now, Candace is trying to shift the conversation that they're having to Natalie because she doesn't want anyone to keep bringing up Lisa. So if we can keep the focus on Natalie, then maybe we can save a traitor. So Candace is like, it's just crazy how hard Natalie was going for this potion. So Kristen was like, so are we off Lisa? I said, damn, no matter how hard we try to switch this conversation from Lisa, they're going to bring it back. They're going to bring it back for sure. And Kristen's like, because, you know, Jam Jam was calling out her name. And as soon as Candace said, you know what? Yeah, but, you know, I just feel stronger about Natalie. You can tell that Colton's ears started ringing. You can tell that his brain started, you know, going into planning mode because he's looking for people who's defending Lisa. And I was just sitting here like, let me tell you something, Colton. You better not start going for Candace, okay? You are a thin ice as it is. And if you go for Candace, baby, I pray that you are next to go. Because you should have been gone, honestly. So now Tara is talking directly to Natalie. And she's like, I ain't gonna hold you. You look like a traitor last night. You look like a traitor last night, especially because I needed the potion as well. Like, it could have been me. But Tara does tell Natalie that she trusts her. She's just so confused by how hard Natalie was going. So as they were talking, Natalie was saying, we killed. And Lisa just so happened to be in the room at that time. And she said, bingo, got her. Got her, because now I could bring this up. Everybody already has some suspicions about Natalie. And now that she said we killed, I can use this. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea, Lisa, because Portia did that and she wasn't a traitor. Michael did that and he wasn't a traitor. So I don't know how strong this argument is going to stand at this time. Now, Rob, I don't understand what it is, but this man is throwing Lisa completely under the bus, okay? He's basically telling them that it's Lisa. And I'm like, are you serious? Why are you bringing more attention to the traitors unnecessarily? Like, it was unprovoked as fuck. You sitting there giving out whole speeches about how you need to pay attention to Lisa. And I'm sitting here like, Rob, what is your plan, sir? What is your plan? Because a part of me is feeling like he feels like if we can get Lisa out, of course we're going to get a new traitor. If they can get Colton in there, then him and Colton can get to the end as traitors. Because y'all know Rob take his bromance very serious. Remember in Love Island, him and Aaron, the way they was like locked in like this? Yeah, he has fallen for Colton and I don't understand why. It's like he is more faithful to that man than he is to his traitors. Because Rob could have got himself out of a lot of things he didn't want to. He wants to take Lisa down because he doesn't like the way that the housewives have been, I guess, antagonizing him or making it seem like he's not doing anything. And he doesn't like that. So instead, he wants to get rid of one of them. And it's working. Oh, it's working, okay? So now we get to the mission and they have to race up the hill to the top of the monument, collect the gold along the way. And the 6 players who get the most gold at the end of this get to play for the dagger. Now, here's the thing. Only one person gets the dagger and they will have the chance to get 2 votes at a round table. And they have to use the dagger within the next 4 round tables. So everybody starts the game with the same amount of gold. They have to throw it at the They have to throw the gold that they already have at the urns to try to get more gold, more gold, right? The housewives are struggling. They can't hit nothing. They can't even get up to the top of the hill, for God's sakes. They all the way at the bottom. Rob and Carlton are having the time of their lives hitting these urns, getting as much gold as they possibly could get, okay? Now, I need y'all to walk with me on this, right? Colton and Rob were walking down the hill, right? And Rob was having a hard time because his was heavy. So Colton decided to carry Rob's gold. Would I be crazy for thinking that Rob told Colton he's a traitor? Y'all remember when Colton went to Lisa and he said to her, if you protect me, I'll protect you. You protect me in the terror and I'll protect you at the round table. Why do I feel like that's what's happening with Rob and Colton right now? Why do I feel like that? And I also feel like Rob is trying to get Colton to be a traitor. So to get a traitor out, to get a new traitor in, would make sense, right? Right. Now, Lisa gave her gold to Steven, and Colton is like, I wonder why she gave her gold to Steven. Why she give it away? And I'm saying here, like, everybody gave their gold away. She didn't have enough to win anyway, so what was the difference? Like, you're just looking for just about anything because that's the only person who stood out to you? Right. So we found out that Colton, Eric, Mark, Natalie, Rob, and Steven had the most gold. So these are the 6 players who are going to play for the Dagger. Now, because Rob had the most gold, he's the one that gets to decide who has the dagger. Now, he's looking at everyone and he's asking them questions. Now, Rob said that he is a human lie detector. And I was saying here, like, are you sure about that? Because when he was talking to them and asking them questions, I was sitting here thinking that it was Mark. I'm not going to hold you. Something about the way Mark said it, I just really felt like it was him. But comes to find out, it was Natalie, because Rob said Natalie has it. And guess what? She sure the hell did. I said, not Rob really being a human lie detector. Tell me something else I didn't know, because this is crazy. Like, I don't know how Rob is so good at this game, but baby, he is so good at this game, like he was made for it or something. But I really hope that it turns around and bite him in the ass. I really do, okay? So now everybody's back at the castle. And Candace tells Lisa that Johnny is on her heavily, okay? So you gotta be careful. He's coming for you. So Lisa decides to tell them that Natalie said that we murdered. And Tara vouched for her. Like, yes, I heard it as well. And I'm just sitting here like, y'all didn't learn nothing. That ain't going to be nothing at that round table. I know y'all want to make this a thing, but it's really not going to be a thing. We saw this happen before over and over again. It means nothing at that table, okay? Meanwhile, Rob decides that when he gets back to the castle, he's going to tell the other people who were playing for the dagger that he's the one that has it, okay? So they made a pact right then and there that they're not going to tell anyone who has the dagger. I said, Rob, if you want to be a faithful at this point, just be a faithful. I think he may have figured out a way to win this game, and that is to play an honest, faithful game as a traitor. Because if I stand with the faithfuls and I know who the traitor is, it makes it easier for me to skate by. Because in his mind, he feels like if he's one of the people who constantly gets the traitors out, then everyone would believe that he's a faithful, because why would a traitor trade on a traitor? I think Rob May figured out how to play traitors successfully. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. So now, of course, when they get inside the castle, everybody's like, so who has the dagger? Who has the dagger? And Steven told them like, hey, we made a pact. We made a pact that we're not going to say who has the dagger. Now, Rob wants Lisa voted out, okay? But he realized that Candace is fighting so hard for Lisa. Because while they were sitting there talking, everybody started talking about Natalie. It's Natalie, it's Natalie, it's Natalie. And he decided to bring the conversation back to Lisa. And he said that he wanted to bring the conversation back to Lisa because he is tired of getting chewed out by housewives, especially scary ones. So you are intimidated. That is the issue. So instead of working with these women who have been nothing but loyal to you the whole time, you're deciding that you want to trade on them because they're scary. Scary enough to protect you, though? Rob! God. Y'all, he disappointed me so bad this episode, like really, really bad. And it's just so funny to me how we completely forgot about Colton. Like, Colton was literally this close to being eliminated last week. And we just forgot about him in a blink of an eye. Now it's all eyes on Natalie and all eyes on Lisa. Forget Colton. Forget how many times he's messed up at this round table, right? Right. Him deciding to lay back just might have worked for him. And it may have worked a little bit too well. And it doesn't help that he got Rob on his side trading on the traitors for him. So let's just go ahead and get into this round table. Now, Ashley is very angry, and she said that this is her best self when she's angry and fired up. So she's ready for the heat, okay? Lisa is also prepared to fight because she knows that she is going to be in the thick of it, honey. And she definitely is, okay? So Lisa didn't waste any time trying to defend herself. She needed to get the heat off of her. So she brought up how her and Tara heard Natalie say, "We murdered." Okay. And for her, she's saying, I just can't let that go. I just can't let go of it. Now Tara was like, I did hear that. And at the time, it didn't register right away, but I did hear that. Now, Natalie is like, I mean, I may have messed up, but I can't prove that I didn't say that, okay? And I applaud the people that didn't mess up because I could have. And I'm like, well, history has shown that people have messed up. And I already knew that this was not going to be a good fight for Lisa. Now, Natalie says that she feels like Lisa is just trying to get the heat off of her. She doesn't care if she's a faithful or not. She just doesn't want the heat on her. And because of that, that makes her look like a traitor. So Johnny was like, but Natalie, me and you both was in the same situation when Stephen was serving us the turkey, and you was going so hard for that antidote. It just seemed very, very suspicious because we both could have been cursed. And it seemed like you just wanted to prove how you was a faithful so bad when we both needed the antidote. Now, Natalie said, listen, I went into fight or flight mode. At that point, she felt like she had to fight and she had to do whatever she needed to do to save herself, no matter how it was going to look, because she didn't want to go home, which I think makes perfect sense, okay? But of course, we can't sit on Natalie for too long because Colton has a mission. So Colton decides that he's going to bring up Jam Jam and how Jam Jam called out Lisa. And now he knows that he can trust Jam Jam because he's not a traitor, right? So why would he call out Lisa? If Jam Jam called out Lisa, what would be the reason? Lisa's like, I don't know. He was like, and he was so adamant. He was so aggressive about it. And Lisa's like, I don't know. I kissed everybody. I gave everybody air kisses, air kisses, air kisses. And Candace is like trying her best to defend Lisa, but I don't know if it's working, y'all. I don't know if it's working, okay? They're trying to figure out, so you think Jam Jam would just say that you kissed him on the lips and call you out for fun? He had nothing to lose at that point. He was literally banished from the castle. He was murdered. So for him to just make it up would be crazy. And this is when Maura decided to step in and say that Lisa definitely kissed Jam Jam on the cheek, okay? She said that she kissed him because when she did it, she was hoping that she didn't kiss her because she didn't want her lipsticks on her makeup. And I said, damn. Mara know when to step in, don't she? She's always quiet around the house, but at the table, she know when to step in. Now, Lisa is like, no, I air kissed everyone. Dorinda's like, yeah, she air kissed everyone. I saw her. And Mara's like, I don't care what y'all say y'all saw her did. I was standing right there, and she kissed him on the cheek. I was the only one there. And I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, it wasn't even the damn kiss. The whole time I'm thinking, y'all making this about a kiss, and that wasn't even what killed him. Dorinda jumped in and was like, Mara, how is it that every time we get to the round table, that's when you become the most vocal and you always jump on the bandwagon? Like you don't have nothing to say any other time. And I said, child, Dorinda, you about to be next because you know that's Rob girl. And Rob and Colton are running this ish together. So you come for her, they coming for you. I'm just letting you know, Dorinda. You've been skating by this whole time. Don't do too much, sis. Don't do too much, okay? So while everybody's at the table going back and forth, Rob decides that this is his time to shine. It is time to take Lisa out. And he tells them that everybody needs to take their emotions out of this, okay? He said, y'all think it was Natalie because of how bad she went after the antidote. But what would have been her motive to make everyone speculate that it was her? Especially because Tara wasn't even targeted. So that wouldn't even make sense at this point. That's like her telling on herself, right? Right. Then he said, faithfuls are awarded nothing in this game. Nothing. Jam Jam said out his own mouth that Lisa is a traitor. And we know that Jam Jam was a faithful. He had no reason to lie. And I'm sitting here like, you mother effer. And this is what I mean by when you go hard for no reason, unprovoked. We could have easily got Natalie out. You could have still voted for Lisa Rob without this whole speech, but you wanted to make it very clear that you wanted people to vote for Lisa. He's a snake. He is a snake. But here's the thing. This is the catch. He tells Lisa that every time they ask her a question, the only thing that she can say is that I didn't do that or I don't remember that. And Lisa's like, because I didn't kiss him. I didn't kiss him on the cheek. So of course I'm going to say I didn't do that. So everybody's like, so why would Jam Jam lie? And Lisa's like, I just don't know. And I said, Lisa's going home. Lisa's going home. There's no getting around it at this time. You could just look at the table and tell that she was going home. So it's time to vote, right? And Alan asks, hey, whoever has the dagger, do you want to use it? Of course, Rob says he doesn't want to use it because they not coming for him. He not in the hot seat. He don't want to use that vote just yet. And I'm just sitting here like, I hope when they do decide to come for you, it's when you don't have the dagger anymore because I'm so sick of you. I'm so sick of you. So now everybody is voting Natalie and Lisa. And of course, Lisa gets the most votes. Camden gave a throwaway vote to Rob. And I said, yeah, because that's going to put a little bit of heat on him. Just a little bit, just enough. She said she chose Rob. It's a throwaway vote because she couldn't vote for Natalie or Lisa because she didn't feel like neither one of them were a traitor. Now, Dorinda voted for Maura. And I said, you know what, Dorinda, I'm not mad at it, okay? Because I respect the fact that she stood on business knowing that Maura was not going to get banished, okay? She still put that vote in for her, which means that, you know, she could be a target because Rob is not going to let Maura go home without a fight. I'm telling y'all that right now, okay? Now, I thought it was very weird that Rob basically copied Colton's speech. He was like, I am voting for a beautiful, legendary, glamorous traitor, just like Colton. And I'm like, Rob, are you Rob or are you Colton? What is going on between these two? We need to keep a close eye on it. I told y'all that I think they might be working together. I wouldn't be surprised if Colton actually knows that Rob is a traitor. We've seen him try to use that. And I think they're using that now. Because the smile on Rob and Colton's face really made me mad when Lisa got banished. Especially when they found out that she was a traitor. Because now everybody's excited. Everybody's happy that we got another traitor out. And now I'm saying like, well, who's going to be the next traitor? This is going to be very interesting. Because this is going to shake up everything. In last episode, when I told y'all that this was going to be the downfall of the traitors, here we are. They are no longer working together. But here's the thing. I really wish Lisa would have mentioned that Colton came to her with that proposal. You know, about you protect me, I protect you. I don't know if that would have made everyone believe that he really was trying to make Lisa out to be a traitor and get the truth. Or if that would have been like, what was that about? Like, are you just trying to win a game and you're going to turn against the faithfuls? I don't know. But it's something just feels like maybe you should have said something. Like she never told anyone about that. And I'm like, why, girl? Why? Nonetheless, Colton is just so happy because he's proven that housewives don't vote for housewives, which I think is going to be good for Candace because even though Candace voted against Lisa, it's just going to be a cover up for her because housewives stick together. I honestly thought she was a faithful type situation, right? Right. Now, Rob is mad because Candace put his name out there. Like, why would you put my name out there? The same way you kept putting Lisa's name out there. Why did you do that, Rob? Questions that need answers. Candace said, I am pissed. She said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a snake on our hands. Whoo! I don't think he really know who Candace is. And if he knows what's good for him, he should get her out. And unfortunately, he might. Damn it, Rob. Damn it. I was rooting for you. Oh, this pissed me off so bad. So Colton feels like he redeemed himself from the last round table because, we got a traitor out and I was gunning for her. So he feels redeemed, right? So he's telling Johnny that we should go after Steven. Something about him just doesn't sit right. And I'm just like, Colton really just be pulling people out his ass for no reason. And Johnny's hesitant about it because he thinks that, Colton is a traitor. But he doesn't want to go against him right now because he has too much influence in the house. And that's the only thing that's really getting on my nerve because he really does. And if they all can just vote to get his ass out, then maybe we can have a solid game. And I'm not going to hold you. Rob is playing a great game of traitors. But I'm in my feelings about it. Because this isn't good for Candace. And that's who I'm rooting for. So now that Colton told Johnny about how he wants to get Steven out, he's also bringing up Candace to Rob and Maura. So Rob just throws out there that maybe all the traitors are housewives. Candace and Dorinda, girl, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. I'm not liking the way this is going. But Candace said the bad bitch that she is, it is time for her to catch a snake and take it down and cut his head off. And I hope she does it. I really do. But I pray to God that Alan does not pick Colton to be a traitor because this will be horrible. But think about it. If they pick Colton to be a traitor and we can actually get Colton voted out and then we find out that he is a traitor, then all eyes will be on Rob as well because of how close him and Rob are, right? And then maybe Rob can get out and we'll get new traitors. And then Candace might have some hope. Child, a girl could only dream. A girl could only dream, y'all. And that was Traitors episode 7, y'all. The game is getting good. I'm telling y'all now. If Candace get voted out, I'm done. I'm telling y'all now, if she get voted out, I'm done. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about everything. Don't forget to like the video. Hit that subscribe button. Hype the video up. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.